I am playing mono green splashing white Landfall, which is a deck that showed up on some challenges lately and looked neat. Looked neat, is what I meant to say. You have the upgrade of the version of that deck. Well, I'm all ears. I have looked at 5 or so lists online, and I have picked the cards that I liked and I skipped the ones that I didn't like. And that's how I arrived at this deck list. I should play 4 enchant that gives trample. Are we talking about Earthbenders Ascension? Could be. Cub question mark? Indeed, yes. I don't think we can add it anymore. But the deck is just an aggro deck. You play monsters, then you play more monsters, and then you play Icetill Explorer, Mightform Harmonizer. You play 2 fetches from your graveyard, your creature becomes 1000 power and you win. O jeblo, można dostać. Turn 1 pass. Turn 2 Esper Origins. Turn 3 Worldwagon? Turn 4 Esper Origins? Crew Worldwagon? That doesn't seem great. Opponents last spotted a day ago playing mono red. Let's keep for science. I don't know what's the keep range with this deck at all. On the draw I would have mulliganed, but we have some... I don't know if we have great draws, like Cub is okay for sure. Esper Origins seems pretty nice again. Red, the life gain is pretty good. Another Origins to my graveyard. And another Harmonizer. We need an untapped land. Monka. If I miss on an untapped land, that's gonna be kinda cringe. You can play 1 Sandman for content. I've seen people do that. I didn't understand that, so I cut it, but maybe a big monster is just what you need. This is my first game with the deck? Yes, I have never played it before. It seems like chat is full of mono green landfill experts, given that the deck is 2 days old by now. I wonder if you should have played Passage turn 2. I wonder as well, but I trusted in the fact that I'll find a land with Esper Origins. You could argue that a bunch of my lands are more passages, and this is exactly what happened, which punished me pretty hard. For sure in this spot. You can cast Esper Origins next turn, that seems kinda good. You can cast Lumbering Worldwagon. I mean, Esper Origins is a 4/4. Why does it have Fast Strike? Oh, it just has Fast Strike. Could cast Icetill Explorer. It's a bit worse at blocking. If Esper Origins gives me an extra mana, that is quite nice. Playing the Worldwagon right now seems just kind of bad. Playing Icetill Explorer doesn't let me block that well. I can't block the Razorkin. Pylons to enable the worms. Yeah, I've seen that in a list online as well. That seemed stupid to me, so I stopped thinking about that. Why can't I still block? Well, it just blocks worse than Esper Origins. I guess it actually blocks better with the treatment. Alright, you convinced me, good point. You're so good at the game, Lyserg. Then next turn I can just play lots of lands. Flashing in the Worm is really valuable versus Control, and Control is a bit of a nightmare matchup. Sure. You see, I have a Vivien Reid in my sideboard, so I'm not worried about Control. So funny about Vivien Reid. Control is a good matchup. Okay. You don't have Felidar? Do I not? Have to. That wasn't great. Tak Framp. Villain did spend 2 shocks. Is good. Seems like it's Icetill plus Chocobo this turn, I think. Want to mill more Esper Origins? It's not very relevant, but... And next turn I can cast double Esper Origins, gain 4 life. Play the Earthbender Ascension, gain 10,000 bajillion counters first. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next turn. There is not gonna be next turn. Opponent has 3 creatures and you have 10 life points. Kurwa. Co ty pierdolisz, ziomuś? Będzie git. Będzie git, Frozen Ape. Don't you worry. Like, they have 4 cards in hand. Like, if they play land and play Oyer Axonil, yeah, sure. They attack me and I guess I die. I go to 1. Eat 2 other creatures. I don't know if I have an out from that spot, but they didn't have the land, so what they're gonna do? Cast a shock? Good luck. Just draw the 4/4 and twin them. Mightform Harmonizer, that would indeed go a long way. Needlehead. So I guess next turn Oyeros is gonna be problem. Atik. Okay. Philpin, thank you very much for the sub. So I assume if I cast Esper Origins from my graveyard, if I surveil into Mightform Harmonizer, which I have 4 of in my deck, that should kill my opponent. I'll play Forest, and then Escape Tunnel, and the Chocobons will become a 2020 unblockable, yeah, seems like it. So you can safely lead with Esper Origins. That's my understanding. Put to graveyard. Put on top. Please read the tunnel. Yeah, I refuse. Power 2 or less. Ja pierdykam, ale gównem gram. Any tramplers? No. Well, I can make a 60-60, but what for? Earthbender is trample, but then I can't cast an Harmonizer. So I guess we win next turn, so I have to dodge land Oyer Axonil. I'll be at 12. Paskudne, kurwa. Potwór. Alright, seems like we just win next turn. 2 creatures, they block. Oyer is still the same. Just mill and play Escape 2-0. If I play the Harmonizer, warp it, then this becomes Tunnel, 4 power, unblockable. That's 16 power, so that's short. So it seems like, yeah, as I said, this turn I just go with the plan of surviving. Don't really need those cards. No, they don't seem to matter. But I don't think anything does. Elf, do you have another blocker? Do I have another forest? I think I do. The last one. Which I guess now it's weird that I can't maybe give trample as easily with the Ascension. Because I don't have basics anymore. So maybe that was actually bad. Does it ever matter to not attack with this? Probably not. I think I can attack. Then I can just use the tunnel to make my Explorer lethal. Seems like this deck needs to run more forests. I only have 10. That's too few. So yeah. I assume Oyer Axonil is present in my opponent's deck, but seems like it is not present in their hand. Pretty sure opponent is dead when you have 10 lands in play. Well, not really. Why would you say so? So it seems like they're not necessarily dead, because I don't have a Earthbender Ascension charged up. Can make 2 land drops this turn. No more forest to fetch. Easy lethal. How? Easy lethal. Give trample, 2 lands from yard. Give trample. Alright, let me check if any of my cards grant trample. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. This one does, but not yet. This one does if I have 2 more forests in my deck, which I don't. The Hushwood Verges are probably a trap. Okay. So that means I'm not splashing for anything, which I'm fine with. So I still have to dodge Oyer Axonil. Earthbending a land that kills itself. Ooh, that was nice. I don't think I could have. But possibly. So we've got 20 power. This has to be charmed by the monster, and then we attack for 12 plus 2, so I achieved nothing. Alright. So I'll attack with the Chocobons and die to Oyer Axonil. We are back in the same spot. I guess if I didn't spend any mana on a summon Esper Maduin, Then I could go Mightform Harmonizer, play Escape Tunnel, Earthbender Ascension, the Escape Tunnel. Then I do the same thing with the second Earthbender Ascension. So perhaps I could have done that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Now all my creatures get trampled, so this should be easier. Hello, Da Vinci, welcome. Fajnie to. For sure, double lawyer in hand, like what else? I have 10 minutes on the clock, so maybe I will just attack. Chcę counter on Hired Claw. Dobra. Alright. Thank you for the sub, Da Vinci. Against a mono-red aggro deck, it seems like I should perhaps be interested in the white removal. That's kind of the reason as to why I'm playing it. So I'll board all of it. I'll cut Keen-Eyed Curator, Herd Heirloom, Bristly Bear, cards that are weak to shock. Harmonizer, a 4/4. We keep Icetill Explorer. I keep the Worldwagon. Seems a bit awkward against a mono red deck. Cub and Elves and Chocobos are perhaps weak to shocks. If my opponent goes bigger, I could go big as well with Felidar Retreat. Doesn't seem to be necessary. I already go quite big, so I'll trim a vehicle, a Chocobos, and a vehicle. Sort of depth touch. Sounds good. We have a turn 1 Chocobos anyways. No turn 2 play. Dobra, is good. We'll draw a 2-drop. I have a white source, like what is there not to like about this hand? It's kind of a 2-drop. There's a chance I shouldn't run out Chocobos in this hand, but I will. I guess having 2 Chocobos would be great, so maybe boarding it out was stupid and silly. O kurwa, kontra kładzie, co za ziom. Kuba. Dobra, dajemy Kuba. Będzie good. Destroys me here. A Pyroclasm would be bad. This isn't so bad. Right, I enchant my Chocobos. Can get a plains, maybe. Attack for 4. Seems to put my opponent quite behind. Sunspine Links, no more life gain for me. That Chocobo is really bad in this matchup, maybe side out all of them. Dobra, weź się odpierdol, no. 2 mana, 2 mana, 2 mana. 2 mana, 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 Dobry jest. Zostawię go se w deku. Ziomuś, nie? Kurwa, no Chocobonsa se wyjąłem i co? Taki to jest grzech? Się pomylić w meczolu? Minimalnie? Jeden raz w życiu? Don't want to trade for the links though. I would trade the vehicle. Alright, do you board out Chocobons against control though? Oh, if they kill the land, my thing grows. That's so funny. So they don't, which makes sense. Whoa, attacking? What's the punish? I don't think there's any. Trading this off seems crazy. Do you have something? This is a 4-4. This is a 5-4. Full bore, of course, makes sense. They do in fact have something. Seems like I can summon the Icetill Explorer. Trading is bad. You can warp, then crew the vehicle, and then trigger pump your bird. 4 lethal. Well, if they trade, I can't win, and if I trade, if I don't trade, I have lethal. So, who do you think is ahead? Exactly. Is this deck good? It seems pretty good, yeah, so far. Oh, I'll play Mr. Icesteel. Play the Tunnel. You can mill. Forest, no. Can I do anything to me? I don't think so. Maybe. 3 cards. This is Shock, Lightning Strike. Threaten plus kill Icesteel. That doesn't seem possible to me with Ward on Chocobons. Which is why I was not worried. Oh yeah. Dobra. Origins? There should be more trample in this deck. Seems to me. Does this have trample? It does not. Alright, whatever. Seems like it's fine. If you swap white to red, you get Cactus Sureshot. That sounds like a card that grants trample. If I had to take a guess. Take your time, boo. Yeah, like no reason to rush. 4 minutes is plenty. O kurwa, smoka dobrał. W sumie nic dziwnego, bo go miała na ręku. Oh, what now? If I... Alright, seems like we win. Do I? I don't. But I can have lethal. Lethal. This one can't be lethal. One, two, three, four. Play monster. They just double jump. Oh wait, I have how many triggers? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, that seems good then. This goes to 2, 4, 8. This goes to 8. Well, that seems pretty solid. So we can just perform lethal. Took me a while. Can even be sneaky and wait for blocks. But I guess I will not. Alright, took me a while, but seems like my opponent has been put in a unbreakable bind. They also have 17 minutes to me having 2. Well, all I'm doing with this deck is summoning monsters and doubling their power. It just looks pretty well, embarrassing maybe, but chat combat math is my weak. Oh, what a hand. It's not great. Turn 1 Chocobons if it gets killed. Now if it doesn't, or if I draw a forest or Hushwood Verge, the hand is quite alright. If I miss, I guess, and I miss on land 3, the hand sucks. How about turn 2 Chocobons? I could do that as well. But that's not luck maxing. The worst scenario possible happened. Not good, not good. But we did draw a land, so I guess it's fine. Seems like we will airbend the Fabled Passage. Opponent is a Master Firebender. Monumentos. Interesting. Probably just going to play the Curator and pass. Play Forest and pass. I can also exile the Lessons at Sorcery speed. They have Irox Demonstration, and I guess my next turn is just going to be Esper Origins and Flash Bucket. Something along those lines. I think that makes sense to me. No i chuj, no ma to gówno. Seems like I just go with the plan. I do spend a bunch of fetches, which is maybe not ideal, but I want Chocobons? Not at all. I want Icetill Explorer, I think. Earthbender Ascension, maybe I don't mind. Maybe I don't mind Royal Treatment either. In this spot. Why not just Surveil and not resolve the second part? I would like to have a creature in play. What else do you propose? Playing the Mightform Harmonizer? Hello, Real Command. Accumulate Wisdom. Alright, so my Keen-Eyed Curator actually mind rotted them. That's quite convenient. What would Giant Origin do? It would be a blue card, clearly. Design challenge. What would Giant Origin do? Oh, your opponent just F6'd? Simply F6'd? They continue being simply F6'd? Kind of crazy, I'm getting close to spending all my forests, and actually it would be nice to have 4 more forests in my deck. I didn't think that was going to be the case. Wow, this Lessons deck looks very strong, yeah? What do we want against Lessons? Probably Scrapshooter, Vivien Reid, and maybe Felidar Retreat. Seems like cards that died to Firebending Lesson are weak. Could I perhaps just cut Llanowar Elves? Cub seems still alright alongside fetches to ramp on turn 3. Play 64. Maybe that's the way, yeah. Bristly Debil seems weak to shock as well. Seam Rip for Granny and Talent. Oh, maybe that's an on-the-draw strat. Seems giga stinky. But I guess maybe we can swap the elves. Some. I'd be shocked if Granny was still in. Maybe you just will. Maybe I can trim a Mightform Harmonizer. That seems not that great against my opponent's deck, frankly. To draw multiples. They don't board it out versus decks without removal. Well, but I play Seam Rip, so they will board it out. They catch 69. Wow, what a hand. Herd Heirloom ramping into nothing. I keep. Mountain. Love to see Mountain tapped. Could wait on the Chocobons. Doesn't seem like there is that much use. And the payoff is... Well, I need to draw land, otherwise we are in Elo hell forever. Oi, oi, oi. You have quite a few non-creatures for a Herd Heirloom. I mean, if you put it this way, it does make it look worse. Keen-Eyed Curator. Dobra, jebać mnie. I exile your top lesson card. I will rethink Vivien Reid. Seems like it is unwise to try to keep Vivien Reid in play against Mr. Otters. It's kind of a silly idea. Let's play the Worldwagon. and just deal lethal next turn. For sure, that's how it works. Just play the Harmonizer, crew, fetch, opponent taps out for no reason. They can't combustion technique. Badgermole Cub. I cast Badgermole Cub. Any point in having two World Wagons in play? Not much. Playing an Explorer now. I guess if the Explorer survives, it also blocks, so it makes it harder to die. Technically. Realistically, my opponent kills my monsters and attacks me, but probably just not necessarily for lethal, like that might not be that easy. You just got absolutely slaughtered by this green-white deck. Looks nice. What are you on? Blue-red Kaito. What? Dobra, sits. That's fine. Maybe they won't have a combustion technique for my World Wagon. Dobra, chuj mi w dupę i na imię. Alright, chat, I'm on the play. Let's not get any stupid ideas. Let's just Llanowar some elves. Felidar Retreat is us in this matchup. Seems not so bad making monsters when the removal kills one monster per spell. Could go a long way. Dobra, submit. Free Llanowar Elves. I keep. Could keep a Chocobo. That seems weak. It's Giga punishing to my opponent if they miss on Firebending Lesson to play both. So I'll just go Hushwood Verge Chocobo, and then I will play next another one and Escape Tunnel. Then turn 3 Earthbender Ascension, and then hopefully I will keep top decking spells by then. Ideally one of those spells will be Icetill Explorer. The nightmare scenario is if I go Chocobo, opponent Firebending Lessons, then I go Chocobo and they go Island. That's nice. There is no nightmare scenario, it's only very pleasant scenario. Now it's going to be hard for my opponent to keep up with two of those attacking them, because they need Irox Demonstration to kill even one of the Chocobos, and if they fail, they just kind of have no game, right? No Irox Demonstration, so I guess they're... Alright, do I want World Wagon or the Ascension? Probably Wagon. It's just gonna take me longer to get to trample, that seems fine. Annul, okay, doesn't matter. Next turn Earthbend on fetch. We could do that, it doesn't really change much. Well, it doesn't really change much on the same turn. So I'm not sure I want to do that, I just kind of give up a 2-2. Like fetching is the same amount of triggers, so I guess I'll just get a forest 2-2. Would not play the enchantment right now. Why is that? Play land and Hyper. Why? I want more counters on the Ascension. What is my opponent supposed to do? I can't think of a card that interferes. 2 damage versus 1 counter. No, this is 12 damage anyways. The counter is better later, I think. But like, there's no card that answers the Chocobons anyways if this resolved. So I guess that's moot. Quiniak, often a mono-red gamer. Turn to Herd Heirloom. Dobra, keep them. How bad can this hand be? Cavaron Harrier. Whoa. Whoa. Firebending 1. This is crazy. I do wonder about Lumbering Worldwagon. It doesn't seem to be that great to run multiples. Crew 4 is pretty costly, so I don't know if you can do that. Ja pierdykam, co tu się dzieje? Nic. Okay. Hello Kaniki. Ain't that crazy that there were 90 people PTQs on MTGO and now there are 500 people RCQs and the number of players was higher back then? It is kind of insane, yeah. Turn 3 Wagon, turn 4 Harmonizer equals 20 plus damage. That's the plan. It still is not great to play multiples of. Will I die? Fire Nation Palace. Giga Firebending. We even have Trample from Herd Heirloom. So I go Harmonizer, Crew, Fetch, double, attack, land, double, fetch, double. That's Giga lethal. If my opponent doesn't abuse me with removal spells. Oh, although Stadium Headliner is problematic. This is fucked up, so many triggers. There is still no benefit from this. Oh, then if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, you may copy that ability? Alright, so it gets to do a tons of stuff. That's crazy. Seems like I'm dead. So copy the Cavaron Harrier. Also the good order. Copy Firebending, add more mana. Mobilize, copy Mobilize. Firebend, Mobilize. Whoa. Yeah, pierdykam, that's 14 damage a lot. Like, wow. Earthbender Ascension is absolutely insane, chat. Ja pierdykam. How is my deck supposed to compete? 4 Seam Rip. 2 Sheltered by Ghost. Maybe even Scrapshooter. Villain had an artifact creature, so we can even kill an artifact creature. Alright, now on to the cats. The Worldwagon seems bad against mono red. Out. Herd Heirloom is just bad. Let's cut it. Alright, 3 more. Creator can go. Bill is my pet card. Bill can go. Maybe carry Chocobons? No, I'm just kidding. I know. Now I know it's OP. Treatment could be the cat. Dobra. No, Ascension gives trample. Dobra means good. Oi. Mulligan. Keep this. Keep 2 lands. Keep Llanowar Elves, I think. Keep Esper Origins. Put back Icetill Explorer or Simrip. Just put back Simrip. Need the power of the Explorer to help me. And I will lead on the Elf. If Elf is killed, I play Chocobons and tap land. If Elf lives, I can Esper Origins. 2 Chocobons. But I need to draw a land next turn then. The upside seems high. It is infuriating that I can't block this hired clone anyway. Can you feel my... Wow. Awesome. Should I play the Explorer now? Yeah. Like, sure, why not? Can surveil a land with Esper Origins and then hell will be brought upon my opponent. Wow, their deck is so bad, no? It's horrible. Take it back, it's great. The Cub is pretty useless here. Ty Zerg z przeszłości dajesz dobre porady. Chump with land. And use L2. Oh, that's actually nice. It's actually way better than I thought at first. This is useless. This is horrible. Nice deck. Every card is bad. Dobra, lejemy na pizdę go. Moimi Sazh Chocobonczami. Can you feel my heart? Sure? Co tu się dzieje? To jest jakieś gówno, którego nie znam. Okay. Esper Origins from the GY. Or Sharpshooter, gift a card, kill the Hammond. I've seen it 0 times. I never seen it in play and sealed. And I never seen it in my sealed pool. It's probably a jumpstart. But it's not, it doesn't have the jumpstart symbol, so I don't know how that happened. I guess it's just a bad mythic which nobody plays. I mean, it's not that bad. Dobra, we're gonna hit a land. Bug, same cards. Dobra. Chocobonsiki attacking still. Unfortunately, I will be on the draw. We have seen some removal for royal treatment, but just one piece. So I guess let's just keep the deck the same way. Seam rips to maybe not just fall behind and die. Dobra, dajemy. Some beat. Some of the hands this deck produces are not as great as the others. Fetch Plains. Turn 2 cast Esper Origins. That seems too weak. Turn 3 Earthbender Ascension. Look for something better. What to put back though? The Harmonizer? Have I had a single hand with Llanowar Elves yet? I think so. Last game on the play. But then I had a tap land on turn 2, so I guess wasn't that great in the end. I'm not sure if the Cubs are great. I'm kind of confused about that card. That's a good draw. Should I fetch a plains, or is maybe fetching the plains later a better move? Whoa. Probably gonna get the plains. Like, there is a chance it's better to do it later, but pretty slim. So I think I'll play the Cub now. Is there a much difference as to what to animate? Not much. I think it's better to animate Basingse. Plains with a kill land on upkeep. Oh, kurwa. Opponent is playing a Delver strategy. Alright, Cub is pretty good this game. I get to block. Ramp still. That's nice. Next turn I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I mean, it's not that much. Irox demonstration. Sure. It will be so bad for us if they kill land upkeep. Serkuwa, no. Ma to swój urok, że tak z przeszłości napierdzielasz, ale jest też to zabawne. Ja pierdzielę, jaki on tutaj ma plan na tego Herd Claw'a. By Ascension on the Fabled Passage, I have 6 lands next turn, so I can Esper Origins Flashback at the very least, and then do that 3 turns in a row. Maybe that's going to help me stabilize against the Herd Claw. I'm looking for a way to play the elf, but I can't. I mean, I could play the elf now, but like fetching, but that's pointless. I will not attack though. I think I want to jump. Hopefully no way to give trample. So we have 3 quest counters on the Ascension. Next turn we actually do it. Generous Plunderer. So how about Seam Rip the Hired Claw? Elf and just Esper Origins? Twice? Gain 4, have a 2-2. Or use Basingse. That seems worse. It is not the time for the Chocobons anymore. Is it time for Fabled Passage? Draw Icetill, maybe instead. More Seam Rips. I think it's actually alright, like, because my play at the very least is just very good. And making the Esper Origins into a 6/6 against red removal seems solid as well. Maybe. To it. We have to beat Lockman on the draw, Llanowar Elves, no second land though, probably going to mulligan. I'll mulligan. I'll keep, put back one of the Fabled Passages. Yeah. Undercity Skewers. Seems like blue-black mid-range. Although they don't really play Undercity Sewers, do they? So is it just like Sultai? Reanimatronics? Is that possible? My hand doesn't have a great plan, but if I draw a forest, it does. Alright, it is Sultai. If I mill a bunch of cards, then Icetill Explorer. With Icetill Explorer, then I get to have a bunch of stuff in play once the living ends. But I never played the matchup, and I don't know if that's really how it's gonna turn out. They put Bitter Triumph into their GY. I guess if my opponent doesn't interact, I can at the very least warp Harmonizer and then Chocobo hits them. But they destroy my cub. So bad. Oh, pierdykam. This is tragic. Maybe I should run even more lands. At the very least, their graveyard contains nothing threatening just yet. Alright, they got Mr. Spider-Man. But still, their graveyard doesn't contain anything to reanimate. So, Brute Spinner. So I have a creature in my graveyard, so I'm not too afraid of Mr. Living End currently. Alright, nothing to reanimate. That's fun. Although next turn they get to discard the card, so if they have a banger in hand, they will have it. Milled Esper Origins. Whoa. Alright. If they double block and Mr. Living End is actually not great for me, so is there any chance I should actually not attack? I think so. TBH. Weirdly enough. Maybe just nonsensical. But like before I have trample, kind of no point. Another Cavaron. Dobra. Overlord of the Balemork, mill for. They mill the Bringer and the Arden. Can I kill them? Not if they have a removal spell, of course. They have Spider-Man, Oblivious Bookworm. So I guess if they have the removal spell, I can't kill them. But if I play Harmonizer. I mean, they have to act. They have to have the Bitter Triumph. So I guess I can Earthbender Ascension first. Then Harmonizer. Because I want to give Trample. Is that enough power? Because I didn't actually count. Maybe it is not. Oh, that way. We will find out. Oh, should be good. Like, it's plenty enough. So opponent Bitter triumphs my Sazh's Chocobo. Which is sad, but fine. Demons you control have Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. This is a demon. Anything else is a demon? Human Wizard. Spider. I won? If I won, that's crazy. I don't think so. It's just 16. They have blockers. Wait, we're asking me if I played a land. Do we even attack? Think so. They do get back the Brute Spinners. Do I care? I don't think I care. Tramples. My opponent goes to a low life total. Can we win is the question. I think so. Like next turn I go bigger than what my opponent does, right? The Spider-Man, Bringer. And then my opponent takes 2000 damage. Maybe not 2000, but they do take a lot of damage and they can hit me for 11 lifelink. If my understanding is correct. Why do they double block? Because they just get to return everything. I have a shit ton of mana. I mean, my creatures are humongous. We even have the escape tunnel. It's kind of funny that we just go bigger than their deck. Took them until turn 6 to assemble whatever, but still it's funny. Maybe they can... No, they just get one demon, right? They surveyed Bringer and Arden, but it's still 11 lifelink flying damage only. No? This is 10. They play Terror of the Peaks. Okay, that makes sense, but... So if you have Terror, you just kill because you return Terror and you deal infinite damage. Well, lots of damage. But in this spot, the Terror doesn't... Well, they don't have it. You see Terror in my opponent's eyes, yes. That's like the very most. Oh wow, they took my Icetill Explorer, that's funny. Justice demands retribution. Well met. What doesn't fly? Oblivious Bookworm. Beginning of your end step, you may draw a card. If you do, ominous dots. Kind of wasting the mana with Earthbend, but doesn't matter. Fabled Passage. Aye, aye, aye. Escape Tunnel only targets big creature, small creatures. Could target it first. Yeah. Chad, I could do so many things. We managed not to mill forest. What's the size? 48 only? Whoa, that's so small. 100? Did anything have lifelink? No, Arden was tapped, so I guess they just had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 plus 4, 22, 42, so 48 was good enough. Had 2 more lands to play, 2 more forests in the deck if I got lucky and didn't mill any. Or was it just 1 more land to play? I think 2 more lands. Dobra, post-board we have 4 Soulgate Lantern. What gave Chocobo Trample? Earthbender Ascension. We can cut, well, not Keen-Eyed Curator this time. We can cut Herd Heirloom because it's bad. Bristly Bill because it's bad. Badgermole Cub. I guess it says so in the name. Badgermole Cub. Bad things, no takie se jest, to prawda. Maybe Esper Origins doesn't seem the best in the matchup. The life gain doesn't seem to matter, and it's not like they dish out me so much that I need the flashback spell that much. We can just keep a pair. I will mulligan. O, ja pierdykam. Dobra. It's good. I mean, it's not, but we can keep. I guess I would have been happier keeping my 7, even though it was a 1-lander. I have 4 lanterns to draw. Maybe I could board out a plains against an opponent with no way to... no white cards needed. No, 14 forests, and we have 10 forests and 4 verges, so it's good. I think we can check. 10 forests, 4 Hushwood Verge, which is 14 green, Carson approved. I guess I want to Elf and Tunnel to play Explorer next turn. Do I think Sire of 7 Deaths is good in this deck? Not at all, no. Crazy suggestion, frankly. I surveil, I cast a Brood Spinner. This Sultai deck doesn't look great to me. I guess in this spot I would love an Esper Origins. I have 2 in my deck, so I can still mill one, but... Okay. I paid 3 life. Killed my Chocobons. Oh no. Turns out opponent is Giga Disruptive. Ooh, Buzzing there. Seems worth playing now. If they kill my Explorer, I guess using it every turn is at least something. Oblivious Bookworm. They have 2 cards in hand? Whoa. That's crazy. 2 Ardents in the graveyard, Harvester of Misery. Dobra, nie wiem. Sweczuję się, po chuj mnie tam. I don't know if I should fetch or not, so I will. Another Bazingze. Bumzingze. Let's play it. No, Milday Soul Guida. Ciach. Just gonna animate the same land twice. Yeah, I was going to play the land first. I was just counting how much mana I have. Broad Spinner taps again. Kill the Bookworm. Get my forest back twice. So I guess I didn't love cutting the Esper Origins. This game I really lacked it. If I hit one, would have go a long way. They can return my cards, yeah, they could hit the Mightform Harmonizer, that's funny. Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. 5/5 Black Demon. They do get back, I guess, the Icetill Explorer, that is understandable. What a thrill. Intimidation tactics. Curious. I mean, Arden is strong, but not unbeatable. I think we have some moves left. Badgermole Cub. How does that help me? Lets me mill harder towards Esper Origins, perhaps. Escape Tunnel. Can deal 5 unblockable damage with an Escape Tunnel. That seems not bad. Yeah, then forces my opponent to make a move. I guess Chocobo stays back to block. Double block with the Badgermole Cub on the lifelinker, so they will survive if they attack, but seems good. I go Kapster. Do this. Play the Escape Tunnel. Earthbender Ascension. Maybe just play the extra Escape Tunnel. 1, 2, 3. No, I need an extra mana. So maybe just play the forest, preserve some fetchables. I don't need to fetch now. Not much of a benefit. So we hit for 5. Unblockable. I guess if my opponent returns the Harvester of Misery, I can't block that well. If they return the Mightform Harmonizer, then they can't play lands. Because it's already after combat, so they can't really benefit from the Harmonizer. Well, if they simply return the Harvester of Misery, attack me for 8 lifelink, I have to take it. Puts me... well, I'm not in a great spot, certainly. They milled Bringer of the Last Gift, but using it with Arden is not great. Disruptive Stormbrood, which cannot destroy anything, but is a flyer. Alright, they got the Harmonizer, they prep for the next turn. Which is understandable, they do have to attack. Not attacking is crazy, bro. If it attacks me, I kinda have to block. I mean, I guess you could not attack if you have a removal spell. If you have a Bitter Triumph in hand. Okay. What if I just take it? They go to 14. How do my odds to kill them look like? It's 10. Yeah, I know. They go to 14, they get 10 lifelink, right? Yeah, I go to 10. Ascension. Mill Esper, Ascension. Harmonizer is lethal. Is it? Make the Explorer unblockable. Double it 3 times, so it becomes a 16. think I'll just take it. I do get to look at more cards. Blocking doesn't seem like a great plan. Explorer. Dobra. Passage. Foresta. Passage. No, pierdykam, dobra. Passage. Foresta. I guess I pass. Plays Willowrush Verge. Rush Verge even. And they doubled the Harmonizer. And they doubled again, 20 power. And they get to reanimate another monster from my GY. Maybe another Harmonizer. Make sure you have time for game 3. It's probably worth paying attention to at this point indeed, yeah. My Esper Origin's still not milled. Unlucky. Fabled Passage. I think I don't have Harmonizers in my deck anymore, so I just kinda don't have much value. So I'm not sure I can win and not mill myself, so I will scoop. I'll cut the Royal Treatment, I'll play 4 Esper Origins. It seems like it just makes the deck function. Maybe I can trim a Cub. They brought the -2/-2 guy. That seems reasonable to me. I do like the idea of playing 4 Earthbender Ascension. It seems like playing when you have access to trample is so much easier in this deck than when you don't, and it's a fine free drop. It's a non-embarrassing free drop. Keep. I mean, I don't know. It's not great. But I kept already, so. I mean, I need to draw some things, for sure. Well, that is something. Maybe Overprotect would be a good card in this deck. I think Overprotect kinda sucks, right? 2 mana combat check. But Wagon turn 3 maximize turn 4 is 20 damage. Oh no, they killed my Chocobons. What you're saying is true. But also, sometimes it's fine to deal fewer than 20,000 damage. Although Wagon really nice here, it's just that the 4th one is maybe too much. Missed 1 damage, I know. Harvester of Misery, my cub. Okay, brother. Nice keep, by the way. Yeah, it's Giga Lethal, like... Didn't even know how much. Alright, so we attack. Goes to 11 power? Is that how it works? I've made up my mind and I will mulligan. Well, pierdolę, one lander with planes, no. Piąteczka. Anoint. Dobra, piąteczka jest good. Alright, you died, chat. What is horrible? Herd Heirloom. Herd Heirloom is quite horrible. But maybe not. Land and Esper Origins. Oh, I think that leaves me with lots of potential to die. Stupidly. I don't like that. Too punished by a top land then? You know what, let's just put the worst cards back. This way we keep a 2-3-4 curve. With my 2 being an Esper Origins, which, you know, it's not great, but sets my third land. Okay, I guess I'll do that. Ale też tak czuć taki ogień. Origins and Wagon was your second guess? It was a really hard mulligan. I don't know what I was supposed to do. If I pull back Esper Origins, I think I do open myself a lot to death to just not having a third land for the Wagon or for the Explorer. I should just let this resolve. Kill it now if they want to deny the most mills, which... Sure, go ahead, I don't care. I skończ pierdolić, daj mi rezolwować moje Esper Origins. Seems maybe a bit tough to win. At the same time, maybe it's alright. A turn 1 Gran. Pretty solid. Esper Origins seems pretty good. Maybe the deck should run more. I ran 4, so I think I'll pass. I'm fine. Well, I had 2 in my deck in a post-sport game, and I did regret that. Herd Heirloom came back. It hurt me. We are performing a combustion technique number 2 check. Ty śmieciu, nie? Zafajdolony. But that's good. If my opponent spends the combustion techniques now, then my Worldwagon is gonna be able to attack freely, getting boosted by Herd Heirloom. Which is why I was running my Icetill like that, because I was actually fine with the combustion technique here. I'm less fine with accumulated wisdom, which seems like my opponent most likely just drew. Now they play Monument, and my days are polichoned. Grancestral. Do I have outs? Assuredly opponent doesn't have a combustion technique number 3 in hand. And then I can somehow win with this Llanowar Elves. Roll my second chapter of talent. No, I meant I would win right now. Ale to się chyba nie uda. Dobra. Koniec pierdolenia. I concede. Let's cut Badgermole Cub. I think this card looks not very good. Into shocks. Every other card in my deck is okay against against shocks. At least situationally. I'm on the play, so I will not waste cards on removal, and we're gonna try 2 Soul Guide Lanterns as suggested the last time. I'll cut the Herd Heirloom for being unplayable. And let's go. Maybe my curve is a bit high with no cubs. Maybe it would be nice to have some replacement. Oh, dobra, chuj. The upside is high. Try Forest, play a Ascension. Dobra, chuja tam, nie? Zniszczę ci ojca. Crushing, devastating, game losing. Sad. Not so bad, I get to play an Explorer. Opponent casts Accumulate Wisdom, perhaps to be able to target my Explorer with a combustion technique. It's still Explorer, I think. Let's me play an extra land. Combustion Technique na wiadomkę. Leszczyku. Draw free. God, this lesson stack is way too overpowered. Krangran? No nie, that's too much, man. Seems like I have to play an Icetill Explorer. Once again. My opponent quenches, I cry. If my opponent combustion techniques number 2, I also cry. If my opponent doesn't do either, I am merely sad. Ty skurwysynu. Paskudo. Diable. Draw free again. Chat. Is this a good matchup? I think yes. It was really good the first time we played against them. It's really bad right now. Curious. Sits. 1 mana draw free, nice. Pretty overwhelming to be cast twice in a game of Magic the Gathering standard format, I have to say. It's a bit much. Hey now, one of those costs 2 mana. Well, they cast a 1 mana draw free, 1 mana draw free, and 2 mana anticipate. The anticipate was fair. I do not mind that. Can I kill him fast? I think I can't kill him, so I don't know about killing fast. Especially. No, ale kurwa wymyśliłeś, żeby mi pierdolnąć szokiem mojego ptasiora, nie? Dobrze, że kurwa kminiłeś na tym tydzień. Playem. Ćmak. Kurwa, ćmok chyba, nie? Typie. Wstyd przynosisz Magicowi. Byś się nie zesrał, co z tym Firebending Lesson wyczarujesz innego, nie? Niż zabijanie dwudropa. Flash Freeze, aha, super. Fajnie, fajnie. Flash Freeze. Guess the set. They printed it in. And guess whether it actually was in that set. Kind of wild to put Flash Freeze in a precon deck, but I guess if they were supposed to be played against each other, then... Quantum Riddler, no, zajebistą kartę wside'owałeś losową. Absolutely random way to sideboard. For sure. Riddler is great. Dobra. It's not over yet, chat. Kurwa. Co to jest za paskustwo, nie? Flash Freeze. Co za typ? Like a big Icetill Explorer, and then you'll see. fetch all my forests for lulz. So I can no longer top deck them. You haven't been paying that much attention, but is this lesson deck really crazy good like Vivi was for a period of time, or the meta didn't have to adapt before the Pro Tour? I'm not sure about the options you have presented, because I don't know if they seem like the opposites, but it doesn't seem to be as good as Vivi. It seems to be pretty good though. Kicked Firebending Lesson. Dobra. Treżura dla beki zrobionego. Dobra. Hushwood Verge. I got Giga rolled this much. Anyways, GLLL. Last PT I played Omni. It was PT Final Fantasy. What's that? Roots? Or some kind of an Uroboroid deck? It's not like my opponent is going to remove my cards. I think I want the Sazh Chocobo in play this turn. Could play Cub, animate planes. Playing Ascension over Cub seems really bad. I could go Cub and Bristly build this turn over Chocobo. Maybe that's better. I spend more mana that way. But the Bristly build counters have haste and the Chocobo counters don't, so that's a reason not to. Bend on fetch makes not much sense to me, I think. Well, my Cub lives. Let's say my opponent plays Uroboroid and I don't know. Then I Cub land. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana anyway, so that's enough to play Billy and Earthbender's Ascension. So I can play the cards I have anyways, and I go Passage, Ascension on Passage, Crack, Return. So I get to do a bunch of stuff. Alternatively, can I use Bill next turn? If I don't do that. Not easily, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 7 mana. So I think it is gonna be this. And next turn we give Chadu, as they say. Wow, just Uroboroid. I guess both of my lands are tapped. So to play the Explorer, I would need to just play it first. Then I can go Tunnel. So I go tap Plains, tap Elves, Explorer, play Tunnel, play Passage, use Passage, play Bill. That seems worse than Bill and Ascension and Explorer next turn. So we want to make a huge Chocobons, right? There's no danger of death. Any reason to split counters? Do they run removal? Maybe. What do they do? Then I'll just build a new big creature next turn. Like they probably run some Nature's Rhythm removal for my monster, but that's like Koch for 6 mana? That doesn't seem real. Dobra, jadymy. So, Passage. I'm gonna just keep growing Chocobons. Cub is nice in race matchups. Set kanister. I'll just do it sorcery speed because w chuju to mam. Seems like I am putting my opponent in a tough spot. So I was on that draw, right? This was my turn 3. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy strong for a turn 3. Isn't it? In the format of standard. Why do I like land so much? No! Butt cheek! I mean, I guess I do. Why wouldn't I? Black, green. What's that? Abrabdike? Overlord of the Balplemurk. Miss. Shoot the sheriff. Szeryfie. Będziemy strzelać. Okay. So this will be trampling, so probably just kills. Ile mana ja tu mam? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tylko niestety. Bill doubles as well. Well, I counted the bill. So like I know, yeah. Like nothing else doubles, right? So it's actually just bill that doubles. Bristly Devil is a good one, yeah, it's a good nickname. Dobra, opponent is on 10 plus 14 toughness plus 3 lifelink. 13 plus 14, 27. This is gonna be 12 plus 3, 15, 18, that's 36. Seems good enough. Right, Bristly Devil, giga impressive this game. 15 plus 18, 36. Well, it becomes an 18-18, then I double the counters, right? So that's 18 times 2. Maybe I did not express myself the clearest. Alright, so I could bring Seam Rip on the draw. I don't know if it seems any good. 18 times 2, 36, sure buddy. How to do a double check. Seems correct. Keen-Eyed Curator and Herd Heirloom can go out. So maybe I can bring Sheltered by Ghost for a big lifelink swing. Use Wolfram Alpha. Google Calculate Store wrong sometimes. Okay, thank you for your advice, Ardosik. I will keep it in mind. Uważaj na kalkulator. Dobra, będę uważać. Seems like a nice keep. Holy shit, we can double and then double and then double and then double. Can Mr. Streamer say something nice to me? Olsen, jesteś no chyba w top 3 baiterów na tym czacie. I to jest naprawdę klasa, jak to robisz, jak wprowadzasz ludzi w błąd, opowiadasz im nieprawdę i oni myślą, że tak naprawdę jest, nie? To jest coś. For mana? Uroboroid next turn or what? Do I want to bend on the escape tunnel? Or do I want to just bend on a land? Then I have 5 mana next turn. So I play Harmonizer. Oh, I play Explorer and then I just play double Harmonizer a turn after and I perform Giga Kill Max. So might as well just bend on the tunnel, right? I can champ block some damage. Może na Fabled Passage było better. I guess it was. Then Fabled Passage can be untapped next turn. Tak to nie może być ten tunel. Whoa. My opponent is charging up so much mana. Once they get to use their mana, whoa, things will happen. Dobra, rampimy się. You think they will? Ooh. That's a lot of power. How much mana does my opponent have? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. W chuj. Guess I will do this. Tego harmonizera. To krak. To dublaż. To dublaż plus 1. To by był 2, 4, 8. 4, 8, 16 plus 1, so not lethal. So yeah, it was good. I'll just play a shelter and take one of the cubs. Or the Leyline Weaver. Then my opponent's left with 9 mana still. That's still plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So better for them to have 8 mana, right? That's fewer mana. Osiem mana tapka jest more mana though. No dobra, pożyjmy Leyline Weaver i zobaczymy co wyczaruje. Tivar. Doesn't seem like I should die. 6 mana left. He could have a removal spell, ale nie będzie miał. Cubs do stack, yeah. I mean, the priority pass like it. Wouldn't you fire it already? You would, right? Can double the cub for lulz. Seems like they don't have a removal spell because they really would like to do that earlier already. Due to its setup issue, we cancelled the 2:30 PM PT Vintage Cube 32 player draft. Thank you, Mongo, that was really important for me to know. Could also attack with a cub and gain 48 life and trade the cub. I don't know if that's good though. To play around a removal spell. 48 life, that's a lot of life to gain, but my opponent gains a lot of mana then. 68 life. O ja, bo dwóch mam. Nie no, dobrze policzyłem. 24. No jak? Jak 68 tu wychodzi? They just eat the cub with Tyvar. Ooh, that's true. Then I don't want. Tyvar seems OP. 48 plus 20. Skąd te 20? Co ty pierdolisz? Ja jestem głupi czy ty? Sure, but I said I will gain 48. Okay, you said 60, sure. That's not good. Now I have no Explorer and I just kinda have nothing. While my opponent has things. Oh, they hit their second land. Right on time. So Tyvar pumps for the power of the greatest creature. So if you pump twice, that's kind of crazy. Maybe Shelter could be played on Elf, so we would have two enormous monsters, maybe. With the power of hindsight. I think that would be nice. Play Shelter on Elf and then play Escape Tunnel as the last land over the Fabled Passage. To mnie chyba nie zabije, ale jak nie zabije, to nie obchodzi mnie to. It's 5 plus 6 and then that's plus 12. That's 23. Actually, it will kill me. Dobra. Co cię nie zabije, to cię wzmocni, ale generalnie tutaj mnie zajebała, nie wzmocniło, więc jednak nie wzmocniło, tylko zabiło. Czyli pierwsza opcja. Any chance I want Felidar Retreat in a matchup like this? Probably not on the play. Royal Treatment, well, villain has removal spells. If I had Royal Treatment, I would just win instead of losing, so that would be nice. Seems like I just submit. Since I'm on the play, I will just perform those actions, but I will be going first and my opponent will lose their life without being able to deploy Tyvar. No Seam Rips? No, I'm on the play. This is where we'd board in the Fire Magic and Cactivagon. The Fire Magic. Yeah, no brother, you are such a Fire Magic lover. Seem good against them. Yeah. So like that's the issue. It seems good, but is it good? I know, chat, that you are all absolute removal lovers, but I'm actually kind of a removal hater and I really enjoy not playing removals. We did open with the elf a bunch of times. Yeah, Bacik, no nie. I guess at the moment that Deep Cavern Bot shows up, I deeply regret skipping my own removal. 2-3 może, 3-3 może, tak? Wszystko git? Tak. Shoot the sheriff. Incredible combo deck for my opponent. Alright, mill a fetch. One time. O kurwa. Ja to jestem niezły czasami, nie? 4-5, seems like I can attack. Let's save the fetch for the next turn. When I cast my Mightform Harmonizer. Another removal spell? No, GG. What's GG? Popacz formation, no popacz kurwa, nie? Jaki hit. Food tokena zrobił chłop. Has the Worldwagon been good? 4 is definitely too many. Had issues screwing it at times. It did win me a game where I just played it, and next turn I crewed it with Mightform Harmonizer and it just murdered my opponent. So it has upsides and downsides. That specific curve is really scary and forces your opponent to respect it, so seems maybe worth it, but I guess it hasn't been great. Uroboroid. Hopefully. 5 mana. Nature's Rhythm. X4, get Uroboroid. Sits. Maybe there's a better card than Uroboroid. Gdy święty Marcin w wodzie, to gody po lodzie? Never heard a saying like that. What does it mean? Royal Treatment. Dobra. I guess it is not bad. Dobra, gramy tego i się zastanawiamy, co robimy, nie? Maybe I can use Royal Treatment to give my creature +1/+1 and pump it for lethal. So if I fetch double Explorer, seems like a good start. It does not give trample, just ward 1. Double Explorer sounds good. Oh, that's nice as well. If I cast the treatment on this, return the passage, this becomes a 4 power. So any unblocked creature becomes at least 12 power. 4 power. 8, 16 power. No dobra, jest git. To jest crazy powiedzenie. Ardos. Alright, see what my opponent did this game. They played 2 mana dorks, 2 removal spells, and they just died really badly. Really makes you wonder if loving removal is really the way. Against Stefansson 30952, last seen deck 2 days ago. 4C Reanimator. I mean, I think it's a keep. Maybe a bit weak. But for sure, the top card of my deck is a Badgermole Cub. And if it's not Cub, it's Esper's Origins. Oh, Yellow Hard, welcome Raiders, 205 fine folks from Bag Nasif. Dobra, seems like I should play land, then I attack for 1. Then I play Ascension. It's on 1 counter. I attack for 2. Probably gets blocked by 2-3, so my opponent's at 19. Then I Harmonizer fetch. So it's probably better to just play the 2-0 now. Because Harmonizer fetch is not gonna be 20 anyways. So it's better to just tunnel, make it a attack for 2 and then for 3. Hello? One said hello. Hi. I think they just want to rush me. Isn't it 20? Alright, attack for 1. Attack for 2. 3. 16. So then Harmonizer Tunnel means lethal. It's gonna be 16. Harder to choice? Yeah. Sort of. I mean, opponent will play blocker or a removal spell because that's all that their 2-drops are. So it's not that we will actually kill them, but I guess we force a charm, that's maybe better. O, ale gówno dobieram. Took them a minute to ask me to make a play. Teraz się muszę jeszcze poprawić po tym czacie na Mongo. Dobra. Ale myślę faktycznie, gracz RC nie myśli, no. Zerkuwa. Come on. Big difference. Unjerk for a second. I'm actually leaning towards the Cubs, making the deck worse. If you have no Cubs, you just absolutely have no 2-drops, and Cubs seemed pretty good to play on 2. Maybe not great against Lessons, against Firebending Lesson. Good overall. It's a bringer of the last father in the graveyard, and I just kinda like no point in attacking. I guess next turn I'll have trample. So then I'll attack. So I should just play a forest pass. This is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28. If they reanimate, then I guess it's fine. No reason to run out the second Chocobo. At least I don't think there is much reason to do that. Seems like I will not be capable of dealing lethal still. So I guess I should still wait. What an awkward situation. I guess I should play the escape tunnel. Keep it in play. Dobra, rekalkulacja, nie? 4, 5, 6, 7 razy 4, 28. My opponent is on 12 plus 16, that's 28. So they are actually dead. In that case, I should attack this turn because I actually have lethal, plus I have an extra 2/2 attacker. So upon further investigation, let's kill them. O nie. O nie. Ale ten deck jest skomplikowany. No nie. This has to be put on the stack first, every time, basically. RIP. Ja pierdykam, ale klops. No chuj, no co no. To się no co, no bez ataku chyba. In that case. Źle policzyłeś wcześniej. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 4. 28. Control Z works here. Oh, easiest bait of my life. Ale kliknijmy. Nie działa. I think I counted right? 28. Dobra. Chuj to no, bez ataku. Twój ruch. Pomyliłem się. 3 razy 4 D1 plus 1 to jest 29. Ale ona nie liczyłem jeszcze w ogóle. So was it good still? 1. Tak all. Okay, so point is gonna be living ending. Nie no, teraz nie miałem w chuj już po tym misklikowaniu letalu. This is a 6/6, right? So 12. Whoa, even fewer. Does it make sense to do that? This skąd wziął? Okay, so the OG bringer comes back as well. This is a copy. This, well, not a copy. This enters as a copy and returns the bringer. and it has a trigger which says exile the card from the graveyard, but it actually doesn't. Crazy. Crazy stuff. We have a land with haste now. That doesn't seem good. Depends how you stack them. Yeah, I mean, of course you stack them the correct way. Always. Ardosik, I will do a recalculation during sideboarding. 1-1, lądzik. 2-2, no nie, no too small, too small. Jest to tunnel? Exacto letal z misklikiem, that's crazy then. This deck is really powerful. I guess I just lost 1 point of power. No? Analyze the Polak. Opponent had 4 creatures with 3 toughness. 12 toughness each. Well, not each. 12 toughness total. Do you have a way to deal 2 damage in your deck? I don't think so. What they find? Co się dzieje? Harvester of Misery. Oh, the misery. No. Pre-combat? Scroll the Chocobons. Point will have at the very best 14 toughness. My Chocobons is going to be a 5/4 and becomes a 7, 9 times 4. That's 36, so that's good enough. Dobra. Jeszcze w ogóle jednego basica, więc ten ptak to jeszcze większy chuj. Ja pierdykam. 5. A to se ocalę Kubę dla fana. I'll show mercy to the capture. Alright. Trigger placing. Double. On Chocobons. Counter on Chocobons. Trample. Good. Now. Crackland. Return. Escape tunnel. Copy. Double Chocobons. Copy its power. Give counter. Double. Search. Forest. Double Chocobons. Counter. Counter. After sneezing all upon my keyboard. Counter. Double. Double. 80. Seems good. Jaki kurwa gołąbiątko. -69. 4 Soulguide Lanterns. Got Herd Heirloom. Bristly debil, idiota. One Esper Origins. No, I missed it. It's too good. One. Alright, one Esper Origins. And one Plains, because I don't have white cards in my deck anyways. Tifa seems weak in a shock format. Although Hydra seems pretty nice and we could definitely play that. So before I submit, let's check if I had lethal after my misclick the last time. Alright, opponent is at 28. I place the doubling trigger on Chocobons. I resolve the Chocobons trigger. It's a 5 power creature. Then I activate the fetch. The 6 power creature. It gets doubled. 12. Gets doubled. 24. Gets a counter. Land daje 2 country. No nie daje. There is a trigger on the bottom which will make this give 2 counters. So it will be 25 plus 2. So 27. Oh nie! So it was one off after misplacing the trigger. Seems like we didn't get to board in the Soulguide Lanterns. But I didn't have lethal last game, so at least we know that. It's good. It's not like they get to sideboard anything meaningful. So it's only fair for me not to either. But yeah, the issue was that the trigger on the very bottom of the stack was the trigger of the stack was the Earthbender Ascension trigger, which grants the counters. Zabrał mi jednego z tych. Kind of surprising for them not to take the 2 mana card. That ramps me into my Icetill Explorer. Glarb. Ja pierdykam, aleluj. Weird choice for opponent. Guess I'll attack. I will trade for Glarb. If they don't, I'll just deal 3 and keep this. For the Earthbender Ascension to have more counters. To Grand Trampula. I can also Grand Trample with the Heirloom, so maybe it's not as valuable, but I mean, it's good to ramp it up. No! Dobra, chuj. Niech będzie. I could mill one, but I don't think I will. Don't think I will mill. Alright, Herd Heirloom. So there's no trample on the Chocobons. So they just block with the Glarg. Play Harmonizer. Yeah, chuj. Maybe play Ascension? Go for lethal? I don't think 20 minus 4 equals 16. 4. 5. Yeah, that is lethal. No dobra, to dajemy, nie? Too bad I won't have a creature neck. Well, I have Bussings there. I mean, it's fine. Double. Put counter. Resolve put counter. Double power. Double the Chocobo. What a deck. I attack. There's a bitter triumph in their graveyard. How did it end up there? They just killed my Explorer at sorcery speed, so... I don't know, they have a second one? There's no way. Co za ziom. Ma drugiego. What a crazy gamer. That puts me in an awkward position. In a survival 2. So I guess the issue now is if they find Mr. Spider-Man and they summon Ardyn. Bringer is not really an issue, but Ardyn, to more like Ardim. Że dymy robi. You could have hardcast the 4/4 of the Heirloom, right. I did use my Heirloom, Herd Heirloom to make my monster have trample, so that there would be a point to my monster having 20 power. So I couldn't have done that really, frankly. In fact. Alright, I guess I will play Mightform Harmonizer then and pass. Ale będzie miał pierdolnięcie ten Harmonizer. In the future. 4 mana. No, Cavero, mind byte. Byte, no. Byte 9, I guess would make more sense to say. But I mean, like, what is my opponent doing? Like, Arden returns what? Dobra, w sumie to... No nie wiem, no wyjebane. Co on tam zrobi? Aha, zabije mi moje potwory? Jeszcze coś wróci tym Erdynem? Return... Oh, it's good shot. With Icetill Explorer, we can still kill them. There's a Fabled Passage in my graveyard. Well, I don't have the can't be blocked land, so maybe that's an issue. For the purposes of having lethal with the can't be blocked land, but 27 plus lots of trampula. Jan Paweł II, papież. Są po to, ażeby zawstydzać. So the enchantment gives me trample, so that's good, right? I play Harmonizer, play Earthbender Ascension, find land. Icetill is a 4-power creature. Play Passage, 8-power creature. Crack Passage, 16. Play Passage. It becomes 17 with trample and then 34. And then Crack Passage and it becomes 18. No, 35, so I think it's 70 damage in my calculations. Is it even more if I play the land first and then I Earthbender Ascension? No, because then I don't have Fabled Passage in my graveyard, so that's actually just bad. Also, 70 damage is good enough. See, chat, no need to sideboard. Is good. Is that the perfect last 2 cards in hand? Holy moly. Holy shit, perfect cards have been called. Maybe I'm playing a perfect deck. Five mills, 5 forests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't think that's even possible though. Maybe it is. Holy shit. Well, also the planes, so it's good. I guess I should have just Ardent. Also kinda toxic for slow playing this hard. I wanted to respond with a +1 to the I guess I should have just Ardent. But now it seems like I agree with them, it being toxic for slow playing this hard. Also, thank you for the raid, Corey. Was I supposed to Arden? Well, then you died still. Congrats, you piece of shit. You played well. Fuck you. Whoa. Neravius. Why are you saying this? You should lie. No, I should say, haha, go to twitch.com TV, you can see the third card if you add 1. unit to my viewer count. Haha. And then I would have more viewers. Who needs to sideboard?